On our last video we learned about the major scale, specifically the C major scale, which goes like this. We are going to go over how we can quickly make a major scale of your choice with the pattern we learned in the last video. As a reminder, the pattern goes like this: whole tone, semitone, whole tone, semitone. Here's an example why it's better to stay in key. Let's go up the scale and hear how hitting a note that isn't in the scale sounds off key. Do you see and hear why it might be better to stay in key? Now that we are familiar with this pattern, let's go over how we can use this pattern to make more major scales. Pick a root note, let's make G major. From G, a whole tone to the right is A. From A, a whole tone to the right is B. From B, a semitone to the right is C. From C, a whole tone to the right is D. From D, a whole tone to the right is E. From E, a whole tone to the right is F sharp. Lastly, from F sharp, a semitone to the right is G. We now made G major. Let's try another scale, pick a root note. Let's make D sharp major. From D sharp, a whole tone to the right is F. From F, a whole tone to the right is G. G, a semitone to the right is G sharp. G sharp, a whole tone to the right is A sharp. From A sharp, a whole tone to the right is C. From C, a whole tone to the right is D. Lastly, from D, a semitone to the right is D sharp. We made D sharp major. Let's do one more, pick a root note. Let's make B major. From B, a whole tone to the right is C sharp. From C sharp, a whole tone to the right is D sharp. From D sharp, a semitone to the right is E. From E, a whole tone to the right is F sharp. From F sharp, a whole tone to the right is G sharp. From G sharp, a whole tone to the right is A sharp. Lastly, from A sharp, a semitone to the right is B. We now made B major. You have the power to make any major scale of your choice. So what can we do with this power? Well, for instrument players, it's a good scale to practice to build up your skills. But ultimately it can help you stay in key when you begin to write melodies. Here's an example of what a melody sounds and looks like in the key of B major. You can write melodies of your own too. All you got to do is stay in key. Practice this to learn and make major scales. The more you use this skill, the faster you can learn and memorize the notes in the scale you want to write music in.